This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by Borderlands 3. A Shazam deleted scene teases Black Adam. Another summer of superhero movies is in full swing, and we don't just mean Spider-Man Far From Home, which is still doing numbers at the box office. No, today we're talking about Shazam, which comes to home release this week. And while the film failed to make financial waves, like Aquaman, the film did decently well, introducing a relatively new character to the DC cinematic universe and injecting some light into that world after the dark and gritty entries which came before it. BVS, Justice League, Suicide Squad. I could go on. Despite the fact that the film went out of its way to set up a sequel featuring the pretty obscure villain Mr. Mind, you know, the 2-inch alien worm with telepathic powers, most fans were hoping to see one of Shazam's more iconic big bads, specifically Black Adam. Luckily, thanks to the folks over at IGN who got access to a deleted scene from the film, it turns out that big bad was almost teased out in a bigger way. Now, before we go any further, this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the movie, say my name and zap on out of here.
Shazam. Wait, for real? Say it, okay?
We've known for a while now that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been meeting with the folks at DC to get a Black Adam solo film off the ground, with The Rock set to take on the titular role as Black Adam. While there was a brief teaser, too, to Black Adam in Shazam, most specifically when the wizard gives Billy a history lesson on the powers of Shazam and the failed champion who had them first, heavily implying this champion was Black Adam. However, that was an implication, not an overt mention. Which brings us back to that aforementioned deleted scene released this week. In the clip, we see the Shazam family as their adult hero counterparts entering the Rock of Eternity and taking their places on the thrones. However, they quickly realize that there are 6 of them and 7 thrones, leaving one spot empty. Billy's foster sister Darla remarks that she will love whoever that 7th person ends up being, and the clip ends. The irony being that Black Adam is one of their greatest foes. Of course, if you are unfamiliar with the character, that irony might have flown over your head, but don't worry, we're here to clear things up. Black Adam made his first appearance in Fawcett Comics way back in 1945 when he faced off against the Marvel family, what the Shazam family was previously called, in the Marvel Family #1. As the years went on, Fawcett Comics was eventually acquired by DC, and Adam became one of Shazam's bigger foes in the 1970s. Black Adam wears a costume nearly identical to Shazam's, but in black, and his powers are similar to the Shazam families: flight, super speed, super strength, lightning, and so on. In recent years, he's become something of an anti-hero within the DC universe, becoming the rather brutal protector and ruler of the fictional country of Kahndaq. While we knew we weren't going to get an appearance by The Rock in Shazam, it does seem that the pieces were being set up for his eventual debut. Black Adam is often linked to fellow Shazam villain Dr. Sivana, who was the baddie of the first Shazam film, so it would make a lot of sense to bring Adam into the sequel considering that connection. And it would just be a lot of fun to see The Rock face off against Zachary Levi. Unfortunately, this is just a deleted scene and not canon, so we will have to wait and see how this all plays out when/or/if Shazam sequel gets announced. Rumors are swirling that the two will face off in the 3rd Shazam outing, but a lot can happen between then and now. But what do you folks think? Will we get to see Black Adam in Shazam 2? Could anyone else but The Rock play him? Who is your favorite adult Shazam counterpart, and why was it Adam Brody?
I'm okay with that.
Let's discuss. Thanks again to Borderlands 3 for sponsoring today's episode. The original shooter-looter is back and bigger than ever. With 4 all-new Vault Hunters and over 1 billion guns, it's time to lock, load, and loot. Pre-order Borderlands 3 now so you can play when it drops on Xbox One, PS4, or PC on September 13th. Let's make some mayhem!